Welcome to UnScripted. Quick note before we begin. The cast and crew will accept zero responsibility or liability for any decisions that listeners make after listening to us, be that good or otherwise. Honestly, people, do not take life advice from us, as we are not experts in anything useful. We're simply here to share our opinions and hopefully provoke thought and not wrath. And of course, if we hurt your feelings, that will be addressed at some point in life. But hopefully today is not that day. So listen responsibly and enjoy.
Yeah, welcome everybody to another episode of UnScripted. And it's funny, we always do that. I am your host, Coffee.
It's hilarious.
Right, it's not funny. It's
Bono.
not funny.
Bono.
We're going back to this. Are you ready?
We've returned there.
Yeah. 10 seconds in.
Oh, boy.
10 seconds.
Yeah, man. Okay.
Across from the international reggae dancer superstar, Kirgy.O.K. Right next to me. 30 plus years in the media, one of the most recognized voices in the industry. And famous face. In recent times, we all learned saying them famous face. Great Rodney Campbell.
Hey, yo, yellow.
And I'm here, brother. History.
Time does that all on its own.
Bro, history has recorded your conquests.
I'm old. I make no apology for it.
And
okay.
For the people who are wondering who is this gentleman right here, because since we started actually posting the videos, this is the first time Garth has been on camera.
Yeah, South Carolina, big up yourself.
So every year, every video the people in here will talk about Garth being on vacation, Garth being out. Finally, after Trump has deported majority of Jamaicans,
I volunteered to come home.
or a very own deportee. Sorry, exportee. Wait, what do you call it?
Expat.
Expat
cover.
Ex-Dutchman.
Expat cover.
Both him bossing on the US. Ice come knock up him door.
Yeah, man.
Apparently Ice has circled everybody. Oh, by the way, that's Garth Williams, everybody. Let's start talk all kind of something.
The Garth.
Welcome back, my G.
Yeah, man, big up. It's good to be here, man. I mean, damn, man, everything good.
How was it?
What still a flip between that?
You had fun in the boondocks, boy.
There's how Trump deal with thing is like in a certain states, them just gonna circle the spot them will sell oxtail and wait. Once you show up by oxtail, you're Caribbean people.
Or if you ask for
yeah.
Oxtail stop sell down south.
Alright, what them sell down there?
Strictly corn and
Oh yeah. We get what you're saying.
Straight up.
Yeah, cause don't mess on them rednecks. Anyways, this is with them people. We live in Jamaica.
Chicken and the corn.
This week we have the Valentine's Fest. I'm kidding. No way we had that.
Yeah.
Anybody inside of the Valentine's Day?
You in a red though?
Me in a red for a reason, my side big.
Your side big or the team big?
I proceed with big back activities, brother. And if you're back big, your side
What can go again?
Alright.
that's a big way food.
Slow them. Who them?
Yeah, I'm doing Valentine's activities.
You are doing Valentine's activities.
I'm a very
Randy?
Who named Valentine?
So you can be anybody?
No, sir.
No. I'm not participate, but what kind of vibes you have?
Oh man, that's me and my wife usually just kind of goof around for Valentine's Day. So we do stupid Valentine's stuff. You know what I mean?
With the language too,
cheesy, corny.
Oh, we goof around.
Valentine's stuff.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing like roses and chocolate and whatever.
Teddy bear and them.
Yeah, no. So we send each other weird. Well, what's so weird, but like memes, and two like t-shirts that make fun. No, which make fun of our Valentine sentiment.
So I could see myself doing something like that because
your wife complicit, brother.
Personally, I just buy into the marketing of the whole deal. Like them try to tell us, yo, this is the love holiday. But I'm love every day.
Right.
Every day me live in love. So you can't come tell me about this at the love holiday. So that's not try to get me for spend money now.
It's a commercialize it.
Absolutely. So but that's why I'm trying to
wouldn't it be fair for somebody to say it's the same thing we do with your birthday or with Christmas or with something?
No, because it's the one day you're born. How much day you born in a year?
No, but me I say love is every day. So I'm to like a special day. There's nothing wrong with special day for love.
Special day for love?
Yeah. This is a Black History Month. Well, if we decide, so we're not about to work with it because me just say.
No, what about that try commercialize Black History Month?
It's commercialized already, bro.
Yeah, when you buy for Black History Month,
where's the commercial activity around Black History Month?
Where you buy?
No, it's a genuine question.
Where's the commerce?
Give me one activity where commercialize strictly about Black History Month.
What may I say?
No. I'm not talking about
all of a sudden, hold on, 3/4 events where you see pop up for Black History Month.
Yeah.
Bro.
Enough for commercial.
But it's an ask for one though, Rodney.
Hey. Cause you're Jerry,
let me tell you what it's like right now.
You incestuous.
Jams board.
No. The incestuous nature of this side, you know. You're drawing out for call people name.
No.
Right. No, if we call an event, I'm going to have to call somebody name.
Let us agree. Let us agree. Traditionally, we don't know of Black History Month being commercialized. It's not common knowledge like we do. But it's not common knowledge like we know, say, yo, Valentine's Day is a commercial holiday.
Alright. On what your base Valentine's Day being commercialized. I agree with you. We say on what basis you decide that it is so. Because people sell things that is Valentine, that people offer restaurant deals and all kind of wonderful things.
Because people selfish.
Yeah, which is what I'm saying. So
especially
we're talking about commercializing.
So Black History Month, you know, only one place you have to pay if you go enjoy your Black History, you know, commercialized too.
Not on that level, Rodney. We're not talking about just ordinarily that you do something to commemorate Black History Month and the people who participate in it. Obviously, them put them blood, sweat, and tears in it and want to earn like a profit. But on the levels though, Rodney, there are levels to it. Let's
if people never buy it, they would not sell it, bad man.
Alright, wait, hold on, Rodney. Let's kill the argument. Because Kirk absolutely said it right. I just because people selfish.
Our ends.
I said Valentine was a fish. But no, but seriously. But I kill the argument one time. We're gonna say this. Brother, the aim of the one day is always if I buy something, spend some money, go somewhere, do something. The Black History Month is really for remind us.
Why never just say the woman them are extortionists? Because you well know.
And that's the wickedest part.
The reason they endorse this thing is to sit down with some offices and prove point.
Yeah.
Girl all have said all them sell 6 bunch of roses.
Every year the man them get the same rusty pum pum for Valentine's Day. Ladies do better.
I wasn't.
Do better.
I was gift. That's Mr. Pa gift.
So
the man girl are rusty.
Which gift you get rusty every year as Valentine's present?
I haven't got a Valentine's present in ages.
When they used to get present, what did it?
Historically,
we get this January, part of February, but it's not Valentine's.
You normally get the same pum pum for Valentine's.
Because we keep cussing.
You normally get. You're not saying that
for all of my life.
All right.
Good answer.
All of your life, I like that. Yeah, for all of your wife, I like that. Yeah, hey.
I didn't even know to ask him how long no man live. Anyhow.
Yeah. Vanessa, Susanna,
living this life. Anyway.
I don't know what it's
Yeah, see that?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we are dead on setting.
No, not at all.
Involuntary suicide.
Yeah.
Speaking of which.
Is that
right? Wow.
Hold on. Can we get the bell for that segue?
Alright.
Hey, yo, yellow. Turn around this up. No. Come back around this up.
Alright.
Yeah. Everybody have the statistics, Jesus Christ. Alright, so let's talk about this. That's gonna be a serious conversation. No? At least we get a little.
They're laughing out of the way.
Yeah. Right. This one not gonna be happy. The statistics come out. Man, them say 90% of the suicides committed in 2024 were males.
Give the actual number, because when they say 90%,
I don't remember the number. I'm not sure, but I don't remember.
So can be 6 people that they can.
Let's say it was 56 people and 51 of them were males.
No, it was 67 suicides in Jamaica in 2024. Of the 67, 61 were men.
Has there ever been a year, or when was the last time you knew of a year when women committed suicide more than men?
I don't think that will ever be the case.
No. That
So really,
certainly not for
what
Jamaica.
we should be
anyway.
looking at is not the percentage, but maybe the increase or decrease in numbers
Overall numbers.
of men. Because men always exceed women.
True.
Women always outlive man.
But I think what we can do
Married
is,
men especially.
I think what we can do is explore a way for, because if we drive the numbers in majority of the suicides are men. So if we can reduce the amount of suicides that men commit, then we don't automatically reduce the number significantly. No, sir.
It's reasonable to.
Mathematically, God, you are the math.
Repeat the question?
If we were able to reduce the amount of suicides committed by men, there's a big chance that the overall suicide rate would reduce as well.
Oh yeah, easily. Because it's mainly us
So
who unalive ourselves.
exactly. So it makes sense for us to explore like what could cause somebody to do something like that to themselves. Or because I mean, I don't think that's something that women are brave enough to do. But two, I don't think it's something that we really understand how dark of a place you have to be to actually carry out that. I mean, I've had the thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we never get to the point where I say, man, I carry out that.
But that don't make you any different than the person who did actually do it then, because they've had the thought.
Yeah.
Them just do it.
Because I understand what it takes to do it. I understand the impact too upon the other people who are going to be around me, but
Yeah, it's a thing. I've been to the brink a few times. It's a, you know, it's a very intense conversation where you really have to have with yourself. You know, to really figure out. And you know, as man, we do logical things, so we weigh pros and cons all the time. So it's just to have that completely candid, in-depth conversation with yourself to make a decision. Yeah or nay. A few, like, you know, I have suffered from some very dark, depressive moments in my life. And it's a place where not many people can really talk you out of it. You kind of have to something just have to click and you say, not good away.
So what happened? While you have the bouts of these thoughts, and as I say, you negotiate with yourself, right? Or reason with yourself. At any point did you get a different kind of thought? So you're depressed, and in depression bring anger, bring sadness, all of these things. You know what, say to yourself, you don't feel like me that just go kill them 10 people, eh?
no.
Not
for me at least, no.
No, because remember, if you get into base is the place where you decide, you know what?
No, it's not.
Better I'm going to spend 100 years in prison and get rid of that problem. But better I get rid of it and then you inflict by yourself. It's just an understanding of where the bind go me and try again.
I can tell. So based on the question, I can tell that you and it's a good thing. You haven't been in that dark of a place.
I've been in a dark place. I've been depressed, but never suffer from depression.
Wait, you understand what I mean?
It's two different things.
Depression, when I talk about clinical depression, where it's a sickness. You don't even realize that you are sick in the moment. When you're going through it, you don't realize that you're going through it. It's in hindsight, you can look back and you can say, oh, yo, Jesus, I was a mess.
Or when you get professional support.
Yeah, well, even in that professional support, while you're going through it, sometimes, I can speak for myself, sometimes you do the activities that somebody asks you to carry out while you're getting professional support, just because you want to be disciplined and you understand there's something wrong and you want to be better. But you can't see it in the moment. It's after the fact when you come through it and you say, oh, yo, Jesus Christ. Like, yo, why was I behaving that way? It's like, why was I thinking that way?
But in terms of the things, it's not people are the root of it.
Right.
It's really your own
perception.
Personal perception of what is happening in your life and what you see and how you see yourself. It's not always directed at specific people. I mean, you have people who have like relationship issues and because of that now they treat them with them.
Yeah, but
very low level.
Suicide is a self-imposed state of mind.
No, suicide is a death.
Hold on now. Suicide
This deep.
is
Well,
a self-imposed state of mind. And if you're following reasoning about it,
elaborate.
you realize that are you sit down, you know?
Yeah.
And then nobody beat you into the thought. Are you sit down?
Correct.
Are you formulate, calculate, analyze, dissect, and come to a state of saying, okay, you are now. And in the end, I think this choice is better.
Correct.
It is all you.
To some degree, I understand what you're saying.
I
How you work out.
disagree, not in total. Understand what I say? There is a certain external locus of control when it comes to that, because you what now? A couple of things. One, a bit of your upbringing have to do with it, based on how your parents empower you to manage and maintain your self-esteem. See it? And help you to preserve your own sense of self, right? But also, in many cases where people unalive themselves, there are lots of other external factors where are beat down upon them. For a man who, and I'm not saying this is every man, right? But for a man who under consistent pressure, whether from society or otherwise, always be able to perform and deliver and support and be a rock and a solace, etc. And him reach some unfortunate circumstances in his life where him can't meet that. Him feel like he's less of a person. Or him feel say everybody else are gonna see him as less of a person and he's of no worth.
Whose perception is that at that moment?
No, and I'm no, Rodney, I'm not
His.
saying, and I'm not, it is not absolutely self-imposed. The way you put it, make it sound like, say, all right, you know what, like you go over one part and you say, you know what, I am not worthy. But a lot, if people keep telling you that you're not worthy over time, it can bear down upon you, and if you're not strong enough.
Sorry for telling this, but these are conversations you have with children. When you try to explain to children that it's dangerous to keep reinforcing something in their mind, you see, when you get to this stage of your life, the same way you're able to sleep with a woman, same way you're able to go out and go work, same way you're able to achieve and achieve and achieve and achieve. That take effort, that take resilience, that take discipline, that take patience. There's nothing that come at you that make you able to tell me all of a sudden you want to revert to your days of, well, you know, I always heard I was no good and my father never loved me. I'm sorry to tell you, adult choices, you're not 17, you're not 7.
Rodney, that's so straightforward.
No. It's very straightforward.
It
is very straightforward.
No, bro. If it was that straightforward,
The same way. All right, you want me to just put it blank? The same way how you can take off a woman's jaws and have sex with her. Same way when she do something until she have her period that you can take off the same jaws and go put it down one side. You can't tell me say you're too much a man one way, but you're man enough a next way. The same thing that make you a man is the same thing that allow you to remain a man. You might face challenges and pressure, but you can't excuse your way out of it, bro.
Do you know the factor that none of you are seeing?
tell me.
The difference is that to reach those conclusions that Rodney is talking about, because he's exactly right, but to reach those conclusions, you need some form of guidance. And everybody can see that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody can see that way there. And we spoke about it in the last episode too, when we were talking about fathers and their children and things like that. Like, you need somebody to say, brother, but that's not any different than that.
Mm-hmm.
You need somebody where you can, a sounding board where you can, when you don't have that, in the absence of that, you are now that sounding board for yourself and you're not equipped you're not equipped with the things now for say boy.
Is
You remember the conversation where we
Some
did
food
have...
people
No, no. You remember,
Oh.
you remember when I asked you, I'm going to say to you, 9 times out of 10 is people who sit by themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember I said to you, when you get her from the whole of the crowd and the show done, you see that something there when you don't have the sounding board. You can't have the sounding board, you know, when you decide in your mind, say, in another room here, you take away yourself from everybody, you know. So you are make a choice. You are make a choice now. Well, not necessarily make a choice, but in that moment, while you reflect and I say, so you know a reason with yourself. Sounding board exists, you know.
yeah, but here what? Yeah,
But it's not that is you understand when I say
you understand
they're not
the theory,
around,
yeah.
it's not that them not around, you know.
You understand the
And
theory.
you wanna make the
You
choice
understand
at
the theory.
that
Hold
time,
on.
like, you
You
know
see,
the
in
box.
practical terms, you understand the theory. You see, in practical terms, what Kirk is saying is that sometimes you don't do things to yourself. You don't isolate yourself, but you can end up isolated.
Correct.
So you might lose a friend. In losing a friend, you respond one way because people hurt and people grieve in different ways. And then you are go through your grief stage, other people might see that as you shunning them or turning your back on them, and in turn them turning them back on you. So through a series of unfortunate events, you can end up isolated. And in those spaces, and you can feel isolated.
Yeah.
And in those spaces, that is when the low, if you're at your lowest point, brother, they say the devil always tempt you. It's when you're at your lowest point, it's them time they feel like everything will crumble down around you. And you just say, yo, you know what, I'm gonna just end this.
In practical terms, bro, I don't want anybody feel say I sit here saying that
but
you're supposed to be so much of a man
perception.
that depression is supposed to affect you. Bro, the strongest nail with the smallest of hammer, you know, hit wrong bend, you know. So what I'm saying is that self-imposed argument is not one that says, all you have to do is just open the door and you get a solution. It's not about that. What it really is that may I say to people, remember that a lot of what this is self.
Yeah. Everything
Absolutely.
is self.
Sorry, hold on.
Some more say something fuck up.
So,
But you gotta say something sensible first. Say something sensible.
Yeah,
Alright,
you
fuck it up after.
really are over
No, fuck it up after.
You over it. No, tell them man. The man say, but me know you have to say something
Alright.
sensible. Yeah.
Why I say I agree with you earlier. I mean, I really want to go back and forth on this matter, right? Like that particular, argument.
God, Google something for them.
No, well, there's something I actually want to share from an article, but we soon get to that part. On that self-imposed bit, remember now, yes, you are the one unaliving yourself. You are doing it. Hence, suicide is not homicide. You understand me? Or any other whatever side. Zine?
Just decide. Big side.
Big side.
Big side.
For example, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you sat down, evaluated the situation that you're in, right? And made the choice to do this act, right? And well, if you're successful, it's named as suicide, and if it's not, it's attempted, right? But yes,
It's being a bigger failure.
so from that angle, I understand it being self and self-imposed, because you will now look on it and say, there is no hope for tomorrow, which is really what every person will go through it, go and say, oh, you know, makes sense we move beyond today. You know, makes sense we move beyond right, yes, so, because beyond there, God knows what. You understand me? So stop it. But what I end up disagree with it is that, again, there's a lot of external things coming at you, and if you know built certain way, whether through your socialization, through your family, through other support systems you might have in your life, then yeah, you understand. But say a fuck up thing because
Yeah,
want
very
to
fuck up. Alright, so I mean, so I don't know how far you want. If you want a word, if you want to carry it as far as universe or whatever. Nature and its forces has its way of purging itself. Yeah? And it do it all the time. So you have which is and I remember during COVID we just said something and people were up in arms about it when they said it's left a thing how it's the unfiltered day.
But that I got me anyways.
Anyway, you take it. And it doesn't matter. You could have high and mighty little more, you could have more sensitive little more, you could have been any fucking thing, you could have been
Take
Mother
a million
Teresa,
vaccine.
you could have been Father, how long it doesn't matter. God is going to take who he sees fit to take.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the end of it. So it is a thing where by selection the world is going to weed out the ones unfit to carry on. And it is in those exact dark moments that you must make the decision whether you are to become a man or not.
Yeah.
And that is it. Whether you are going to take up the weight and carry it, or you are going to drop it at the ground and run it. That is it. But I not everybody see it.
You have to remember something to God in your article. I cannot recall somebody who was going to commit suicide who walked into a packed theater and sat in the middle of the crowd and said, I've made a decision, and then commit suicide. The majority of suicides you can think of are committed separate. However, most are close to or within the very same space of the other people that people are connected to.
The impact.
The only time you literally witness it is you have to back up somebody in a corner. So you fly a door and somebody in there. And then realize, prisoner this? No, you know. But outside of that, people do it themselves. So when I tell you about something being self-imposed, you know, it's not just the fact that I do the act myself. It is the fact that I also want to ensure that I don't share this act with anybody else. Every other act under the sun, every other act under the sun can be carried out in front of people.
No.
But that act is the one act that 9 times out of 10, a decision is made. Say, here or now, I got the bathroom. And round the corner, bro, me never leave and go half a tree, you know. So I ride round the corner. But me never sit down right and say, yeah, hear me, and do it. It takes more than just sitting down and calculating what you're going to do and how you're going to do it.
Some people don't have the how, you know. It's not even the how of it, you know. I think the how of it is probably the smallest part of it. It is coming to that recognition and that realization that, oh my God,
This is my
I cannot.
It's in the moment.
I cannot go any further. And some people, it's a little bit spur of the moment too.
It's in the moment.
Because
they might go in the bathroom fishing
and then
just realize, say, you know, sir.
You think
that's why when Lisa
you
you
think suicide is a spur of the moment? Huh?
it has happened like that.
No, man, I'm not talking about the people who get backed up in a car.
No. And I'm saying to
I'm
you,
talking about
it has happened like that.
Every decision is a
Let me
Remember you question father carry and kill
At the
himself
point
from
when
father
you do.
come home?
Yeah, let me put it to you this way.
I'm saying maybe it's a series of thoughts,
Yeah.
and then this moment happened. The fact that it happened that didn't make this moment a spur of the moment if it have a trajectory.
I get you.
Hey, but you see, Rodney, and I would say this, and this is probably one of our ways we can look at solving art well, offering possible solutions. If we give everybody who said them, if we can identify somebody might be suicidal, wouldn't you recommend giving them more time to think about it?
Think about it what?
Like, actually, do you want to do this?
I've sat with several people. One young girl went, she was in third form at the time, and I ended up late for uncensored.
Cut.
And I realized by the time we got through, there were so many people that were wrong. Our stepfather did wrong. Our mother never stepped up to the plate at the time. Our sister thought that she getting too much love, sir. And it keep going around. And I said to her, I said, so, and she suddenly mentioned, luckily me have me so-and-so, I sent you, and when we got choir practice, me have so-and-so. I said, hold on. So in the world that you told me about, that you said, everybody's against you, and you're drowning. I say you have these two people. I said, you know what you mean to these two people? Can you forget this and amplify that? And we are going and we start realize she have a whole heap of joyful things to tell me about. I mean, I said, the problem is, you don't talk about your joy.
Yeah, what you see?
You always talk about your sorrow.
But that's why you have to give them a little bit more time, because
right?
it brings us now to the space where sometimes the little things we can be grateful for. I was explaining to somebody the other day, say, yo, bro, I'm grateful one day, man. I could have shit by myself, I'm grateful. Because some people are shit in our bag, brother. Yeah. Some people wish them could have wiped them on and saw them shit.
Some people
you know, man, so the little things we have for, the little things where people not even, we take for granted more time. I'm grateful for them little things that.
Real thing.
That's why I can live life the way I live life now. I'm grateful for everything. That conversation, I'm grateful.
Real thing.
You see what I said? But it took somebody you have to really get to like the lowest point in your life when they can say, yo,
yeah, so no.
Everything from here, it would just look up.
You know,
is
it the lowest point? I don't think it's always the lowest point.
Well, so for me, so far that has been the lowest point in my life.
I've had some. My mother passing as our one pitney. It took me to a place, but what took me out of that moment was looking down at somebody else when it rock bottom that me have to now turn and say, yo, and
actually,
it's weird.
Why rock bottom? But
it's weird.
But generally,
with the rock.
No, but generally though, that is a good segue into a piece of advice. Generally, when you're in a bad place, helping someone does something for your psyche to improve your perception of
but don't do it because you're in a bad place and want to feel better.
No, you have to genuinely want to help someone.
I think that's when it's therapeutic.
Right.
Yeah. When you naturally
you have to
bro, as sad as you may just walk on the streets of some, you have to pay a light bill downtown and
you're not going to notice them.
No,
when
as bad as things be and you walk and find yourself you just need that one moment, as I said, that one moment and you look and I say, there are some people live, bro.
You have to kind of interact.
It can turn you.
In order to really know.
It can.
Yeah, but
it can't.
But the research is
right. No, because one of the things I really want to talk to. I mean, we're getting at the part of advice right now, but we're in a pretty bad place, see? Because the numbers of suicide is increasing. See? From 2020 to now. In 2020 we had 43, then 50 in 2021, then 63 in 2022, then 66 in 2023, and last year 67. So
steady
over 5 years, the number increased by 24. Over 5 years. And you would have figured, I mean, if without access to the actual numbers, right? You'd have probably guessed, okay, 2020 was COVID.
To 2022.
Yeah, over that period.
That 2 year period.
Right?
When everybody locked in and
you're locked down, you lost employment, or even if you never lose employment,
you witnessed a lot of death and loss.
You lose loved ones, that kind of thing.
The question could now be, is it that all of that is now taking its toll? You understand what I'm saying? But it is an increase. Steady increase over 5 years.
You have a breakdown of the possible... No. Because in fairness to us, we are looking at this under the umbrella. But there's a big difference between the people who, for financial disaster reasons, choose that. You're the stockbroker that has just lost $1 billion people money.
Right.
Boom, there's that. There's somebody who witnessed tragedy. That's two totally different things. There's somebody who, this song we're telling about, how can I live without, there's somebody gone in that direction. So it's really
Valentine left
different.
them.
No, it's really different things. So I wonder sometimes when we hear these figures, because one of the things that I put to Craig, and it's because you mentioned that you share that the thing, we can't treat or talk to these things as if it is one cold with one medicine.
Right?
True.
Absolutely.
You understand what I say? So when me and you are, well, there are reason about it. I'm specifically seek out a part of levels to see if me understand a part of where that journey go and why these things pop up. Which is totally different from what we call the functioning fucked. People who just stay so every day and them good like gold.
Yeah.
And you see them come have a drink.
End up on the treadmill.
And you go, and a man can tell you, say, yeah man, him sit down there from 8 o'clock, man. And him good. Him been having drinks, and him go home.
And just leave.
You'd never stop and say to yourself, because you don't call him a drunk. It's not like him a fall over himself. But clearly, with him success and him life looking good, and you see him just come there and sit down.
Yeah. To all external appearances, everything proper, but really and true. That's the functioning fuck. Now,
We have a friend who shall remain nameless, Dean. So,
But when me I go through my depression, people know.
Nobody knows. I was about to say that.
Sometimes I think he crazy.
Sometimes. The fact is, sometimes I wonder if you crazy.
no. What he
crazy
means
as
is
fuck.
once Rodney's awake, he thinks Dean is crazy.
Oh.
Once Rodney's asleep, he can't think.
Oh. Rather spend a lot of time asleep apparently.
No, but how you know me still me asleep, brother? But know yourself. Go back to Carolina, man. Yeah.
What's going
Let's
on?
not normalize.
Right.
No, me have a bridge here, John.
Alright, calm down. Two things. Jamaica's highest suicide toll was in 2000,
Mercy.
77. And in 2001, 75. Right?
Yeah.
But one of the things this article is pointing out is that overwhelmingly, we men are the ones perpetrating the act. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And again, we end up in a situation where we're talking about men's mental health, right? And the stigma attached to anything to do with mental health once it relates to men.
Yeah.
See?
And that's actually where I want us
Right.
to lead the conversation.
That's one thing. There's a stigma, right? There's also the emotional suppression, right? And the inadequate support systems for us as men.
I would urge. It's very good to have somebody professional to talk about these things in the life.
Of course.
I would urge though that you interview your psychologist or psychiatrist the way that you would hope that they would interview or press you in a session. Because it's not anybody who wants to let into inside of every.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know? I would also suggest that men speak to male psychologists or male psychiatrists. I do not believe
Cross-gender kind of thing.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think a woman can understand the
Up to a certain point.
A certain man.
yeah. I don't think a woman can.
A certain man.
There are elements of
Me expect God to see. God, the therapist or the psychologist that me think God could have sit down with is not the same psychologist or therapist that would have necessarily think Coffee can talk to.
Understood.
Because truth be told, you have, that's why you don't recommend the woman, you know. Not because we think the woman don't have the capacity, but we think the capacity needed, they might buck. Me know the business to a level that me can talk to you about the business. When you go sit down with somebody who is more church-minded as a therapist, and them start to say to you, know, maybe what you need to do is
take it to the Lord.
remove yourself from.
Exactly.
And it's not that they're misguiding you, know, but them are going with the
They're
text.
limited by their experience.
own
Or let's relate it. No, well, to Craig's point, there are certain elements of the lived experience of a man that a woman cannot appreciate, and vice versa. You understand me? Because to support both points, right? We wouldn't, well, me personally, and I'm assuming here, that we wouldn't all recommend a male psychologist or psychiatrist to treat women in certain situations.
Especially those who are coping from things like sexual assault and type of things. I wouldn't recommend them.
Are things that are truly deeply connected to the general lived experience of a woman. You understand?
If you have woman problems though, I think it's not a bad idea to say.
Right,
woman.
Right.
Or you have deficiency.
And if she have that problem
from you.
Yes.
so that she can.
They can borrow from their lived experience.
Sometimes you must take on a highway, you know, and sometimes you must all around about. It's not everything that is cut and thrust. Perspective is good,
right?
Which is why a second opinion is not just written, but it is ruled.
Yeah.
The fact that him can say to you, bro, this is it, and you say, you know, it's true. You know you're going to get a different perspective, but you need to go there so that you understand that what you're looking at is not biased.
Yeah.
Anybody familiar with the jar window?
What? Go ahead.
Basically, I said to you, there are things that you know, I know, and we agree on. That's the known.
Yeah.
Things that I know, you don't know. That might like a secret or so. Things that I think I know, but I don't, because you looking from the outside can tell this about me, but I can't tell about myself.
Right.
That's the blind spot.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is like, when the truth to be deceptive, and we know that we're tricking people, but people don't know that we're tricking them. That's being deceptive. Essentially, we're in a space now where you have to speak to the blind spots in people's lives, where there are things that, when you talk to God, you will agree. But then when you talk to Craig is giving you a different perspective, something that you might even disagree with, because you are not able to see that within yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
The truth about it is, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. You see me, we really have to, that's why I'm always saying time for me at the answer. Just hang in there, just survive till tomorrow. I promise you tomorrow won't be as bad as yesterday was.
Don't make that promise, but carry on.
I mean, if it was, then I guarantee that the next day it won't be.
You can't.
No, could be worse again.
You can't, no.
Well, you know what?
I don't want to rain on your parade. What I'm saying is...
What I'm saying is, the longer you hang in there, you must come to a win. That's all me I say. Hang in there until you come to a win.
Or less of a
just
loss.
survive till tomorrow. If it didn't kill you, then you'll be better tomorrow. Yeah. That's it.
But, alright, so, on the three things...
You'll still be alive.
You'll still be alive. That is it.
Not necessarily.
You can fight.
Not necessarily better.
Yeah.
You can fight.
You know, we don't know.
On the three things where the article point to do, right? And this on here now is tackling a couple of them. On the one hand, it talk about the stigma around men's mental health. See? And like when I grow up a country especially, psychologist, guidance counselor, any counselor, say, oh, you're mad? You know, you say, God, I'm mad. I'm mad out, you know? And people start speculating all sorts of things and what have you.
When they come down the street, they walk on the next side.
All sorts of things. Or they're very condescending. All right, now, understand?
We know you don't have no sense. Well, let's sit down.
You understand? Fuck out of here with that. You see me? The other thing is emotional suppression, right? And the other thing is an emotional support system. On the one hand, this is reducing the stigma. The fact say, we have a platform on YouTube where we share too, and we talk about them kind of stuff. It never normally used to happen. I really need to see more of that. See?
Well, hopefully we can bring more of that.
Looking at the camera and remind them as well. For those who, there's a reason these 2 points are here. You know. It shows yourself. You can have the thoughts, have the experience, have the challenges, and be able to sit and talk about something. You know, this argument where we are going like say, me not have nobody to talk to. You mean those 3 people or those 5 people is people not to talk to? There is somebody, stranger, familiar face, friend, because the moment you talk about something, you know,
True.
is the less tomorrow. You look at it the same way you did today.
Right.
That's why them tell you, victims of trauma, the more you talk about it, is the more you hear other people talk about theirs. Which, as you said, now make you stop and say,
Almost like a community kind of vibe.
so hold on. Me think me did
Unique.
yo.
Right?
I think
The weight get less.
Yeah.
The room, the box, the separation
Yeah.
is not, it is a refuge. It is an escape, but it is not a solution.
Right. The next thing,
Good?
it talked about emotional suppression and it talked about support system. But since Rodney talked about he mentioned the support system a while ago, I want to talk about the music. Zane? Because we have one whole section in our music where deal with bad mind.
And depression and people and
Yo, me not trust people. People are wicked.
Me not like
and
people.
me not like people. And all them kind of something there. And what it do, like people don't know if people recognize it. But what it do, I reinforce certain things in your head to the extent where it almost become your truth.
Your island.
You understand me?
Yeah.
yeah, but you know
Hold on. I'm not saying, but I said to the artists them where sing them song, yeah, whether as their mainstay or as just a part of the variety where them put out. What I want to share is, just like Rodney said, Zane, while you may have people around you and you feel say you can't talk to them, maybe those people shouldn't be around you. You understand what I say? So seek a support system because support is there in some way, shape, or form. You talk about stranger. Alright, me and my brother, him live a foreign now, named Xavier. And me and Xavier on a Sunday would just drive and go some country bar, Westmoreland with there. Zane? And for all who are watching from Westmoreland now, you know which is. Anyhow.
Coming from Grangeville.
Right? But sometimes when me and Xavier would have pull up a one bar. Zane? We don't know the man them, you know. Right? But we sit down and look at domino table and we just play some domino and we have a few drinks and things and man just talk. Different type of story. And sometimes the story them dark.
brother.
Sometimes the man them in some place. And that doesn't make a reasoning what we end up a whole kind of change them perspective.
Absolutely.
So,
Iron sharp iron, man.
but, Tio, you understand me? But what I say is, I'm saying, not the artist, them, but just a point to the facts. We have a lot of songs where kind of make people, would drive people to probably believe, say,
we know Craig have a
a
response
support system.
But
Now
more change the idea because what happens is, you're saying that the music will reinforce it, but when we are in a particular state of mind, we find the things that will reinforce what we want.
Right.
So when you're sad, you find sad songs there. Listen, when your girl left you find Brian McKnight One Last Cry and them tune there. And, you know what I say?
That's all like the voice of experience.
But go on, Brian McKnight. You think when you go through them, you think that's your go-to. Or Donald Jones, you know, them because everybody has them make it.
Or if you're
When
bitter.
you're happy, you find
about something,
Pharrell.
you find some bitter song.
When you're happy, you find Pharrell and cause I'm happy. Yeah. So whatever state of mind you're in, you're going to find the music. Now what's happening is
That's a good topic, you know.
the fact that
How much does music influence behavior
Oh, well,
and mindset?
it enhances it. I'll say it augments it. But I don't think it really influences anything. I think the external influences will lead you to the type of music. And where I wanted to go is the people who are consuming these songs are probably in a state where they're happy. So somebody else will go through this and they can relate.
Right.
no,
So
right.
it can be therapeutic too.
Hold on.
So I mean, I just show you the flip side.
You
No,
talk
man,
about motivational music.
No, man, I talk about
No,
the man
man.
who tell you say you may not trust people because somebody else say you may not trust people
Yeah,
too.
but the
No,
people,
I understand
the
that,
people
you know,
who
but-
think say, oh, somebody's a got through it. Me don't know. As God said, I think them, it become
Yeah, because you don't
them
wait in a
psyche.
situation,
That
you
them
know.
not trust people neither, and
Right.
them not trust people
I mean,
neither.
don't get me wrong, I know there are some people
Before you
who,
even reach a situation, hold on. If
some
you
people who genuinely have no reason
consistently,
to be paranoid, but them listen to them things and them start get paranoid.
right, not call the artist name, see? But if you listen to some artist song, just normally, just you're in a good place, you're alright, you know. Life's cool, see? but them lyrics there, in your head somewhere, it embedded somewhere.
All of a sudden, you want
so when you reach
to
so a suicide we're talking about,
Yeah,
now,
man.
you know. See?
Bad man.
Suicide we're talking about, and because a more man kill themselves than woman, right? When you reach that point now, where you're faced with the situation where in the same self-imposed box now where you lock off yourself, you know, sometimes you want to go talk to a friend, sometimes you want to go share it, well, not necessarily a friend, but sometimes you want to share it. But then, because them song they done imprinting in your brain certain way, I say,
yo, them boy, they are wicked, me not trust them.
We can't trust nobody for tell this. We can't, you understand what I say? But me don't know.
Yeah, I get you. The thing is, what I don't want us to overlook is that it requires effort. It requires work
What
on
exactly?
yourself. No,
It will require effort.
to continue.
To continue to
when in
survive.
that space. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
So yes, you need guidance. Yes, it would be wise to seek professional help, but you must come to that decision on your own, and you must be willing to evaluate yourself as frankly as possible and go through it on your own. And it sounds that way because it sounds, but I don't want to say it sounds hopeless because it's not hopeless.
Right.
Being alone is not hopeless, but that is where it is important. And as much as it would be nice to find someone to talk to that could get you out of it, at the end of the day, it is that open conversation that you will have with yourself and God. And whoever you have as your higher power, you will have with yourself and them, and that is where the decision will be made to continue.
Right.
And I don't want us.
I have a question for you when I finish.
Yeah, man, I don't want us to go around the importance of that connection that can only be had in those times when you are alone.
Yeah.
Because that is really where it counts. Of course, what happens outside is going to reinforce it, but that is really.
When you're alone, you have to remember the value.
Yes.
Right. For you and Coffee, having been in that type of space, right? Did you or were you aware that there was a support system available to you? That's I guess or no?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
No, hold on. The awareness. No, this is no. Because
Don't
I'm coming understand. Say the awareness of it don't necessarily mean say you want to make use of it. Yeah, you understand me? Because that's still a choice, right? But being aware of it, did you then? I know you can expand my answer. Did you then say to yourself, say, while weighing the balance, you're like, all right, maybe we just kind of make use of the support system.
No.
And
the first thing I'll say is, yo, them alright here, them don't know what me I live.
exactly. Because there is, and I generally never talk about this. So this is probably the first time I talk about it openly.
Myself.
Because I have come to the realization that I understand that people don't understand.
Okay.
So I don't hold you accountable. I don't expect you to behave a particular way because you don't know what my experience was. You don't know what led me to that place. You understand what I mean? So what you're seeing is the end result. I'm out of it now. I can talk to you comfortably as myself. I wasn't myself back then. I don't recognize that person. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you are sick, you know. When I tell say people crazy out the road and them say, oh, yeah, we treat mental health as something where it's a joke for us. We know enough people who grow up with it will say, oh, them just not right in the head, you know them. Him alright, man, him just love count. Him slow.
Yeah.
Him just alright it up yourself, bro. Them people are sick. And as soon as we accept that and realize, say, yo, here one.
Or
We can't treat them. That's it. They need help.
Right.
We can't treat them like normal and expect them to respond the way that everybody else does. We have to apply a certain amount of grace. We have to give them a certain amount of grace and give them a certain amount of encouragement that we wouldn't normally offer to another person.
Right.
Zane, I understand that most people don't understand that. So for have the conversation with them, it's going to be futile. I'm going to be like, yo, you have so much things that go on for you, you have this, you have that. Why would you do that?
It's not.
And you don't understand, say, yo, those things have nothing to do with my feeling. You understand? This is something that's overwhelming. It's not something that I'm in control of.
It's based on some reason that we have with people who got these roads and becoming understand what it is like to go down a road too. Not, yeah? You see the people who around you, them always seem very disappointed and hurt that they were not
Consulted.
seen as good enough
To confide in.
to confide in.
Yeah.
And then them go on them thing. But it's not so much that them not good enough, you know, or not like that, you know. See a man in a group, truth be told, you know, him says him family this, you know, and them spend the time, and them know each other like that. But you see the reasoning is not a reasoning for we sit down the way how we reason about everything else. This need, so now, me go to the wider now, but we can't really reason with them man about certain things now. So what we end up, you know, so there's a uncle, you know that uncle we have, and you just going to dedicate that trip that one day. As long as there's that person, you know, you don't really owe it to the people who don't understand. Because the same fuckers who vex, you never tell them. Them have whole heap of things for them to tell you, then they tell you neither.
But just by the nature of that thought, you see somebody gonna see you are go through something and say how you never tell me, them will make your issue about them at that point. Them totally ignore the issue, them will forget that there's an issue.
Right.
So now they will make it about me, like why you never come to me? Like why I'm never go to anybody?
I've been here all along.
Exactly. It's not about you. So
it hurt that you don't see me as that person.
yeah.
Right.
You can
Yeah.
turn
Trust
to.
and
You not understand, say, yo, that's not what I'm looking for. At this point, me I look for a divine message to say, yo, should I continue with this shit?
I just want people understand, and any man out there who struggle with the thoughts of unaliving yourself, whether friend, family, or stranger to include a professional, there is a support system that exists. See? And just try somehow. I've never been there. But
Everything from the bar counter to the boardroom.
I know I said this.
Somebody is there.
Yeah.
Somebody-
So it don't have to be a professional, it don't have to be a friend, it could be a stranger.
It could remember say,
The bartender
You see that bar joke the way you make me never forget. And we're going to wrap up this topic quickly. I never forget one day, I pick up a friend of mine at the airport. And we stop and I get some ackee and some jelly and some rare. And the person who I buy from starts telling me a story. And in telling me the story, like the man goes so far in his life, bro, it's like, I've never met this guy before in my life.
right.
But clearly him have a burden him want to put on. So, you know, like I kind of just nudge my brother and I say, yo, go and make a walk and boom, man. Sit down and listen to the G because I say, yo, at this stage, the person I go through something, this could have been the last moment.
Yeah.
This is when I say it could be a stranger. It don't have to be no professional, it don't have to be nobody you know, it don't have to be a relative.
And be a listener.
Just let it go. I think what happens
Don't just always want a listening here.
culturally, we do a lot of things where we say, yo, yeah man, Lego that. So
Well, that's the next thing we want to touch
when they
on.
start, them say, yeah man, Lego that.
Yeah.
But no, yeah man, they can go through sadness too.
Of course.
You say, go through it. Feel the feels.
But
That's
no matter what you
for them
go
on them-
through, be willing to stop and give somebody your ear.
Absolutely.
It is your therapy as well.
You see that jacket conversation there? So we can stretch it back from the jacket topic to this, you know, because we know man when he find out I never mute, you know, he hasn't been the same since. I'm not telling you this happened now, 2014 to now, that's 11 years. The man no recover to this day, we're not 2025.
Yeah. On the time, the recovery, you know.
Brother,
No, I'm just saying.
and the truth is, while we try to show him, say, yo, you're not alright, he is such a macho man that he must say, yo, I'm good. So he must go out and feel like, oh, if I sleep with 20 girls this week, then that means I'm okay. No, dog, you just a dump your pain and your stress and your bullshit on 20 different people.
Him actually not dump it. Him just put it down, take it up back after, and put it back in clothes.
I guess.
But on the point he made about that that vendor sharing them story with you, the matter of emotional suppression. That I want. Next thing, see, them put it under this toxic masculinity umbrella. I'm like, yo, fuck that. Saying it's not a healthy behavior, regardless of gender. You see what I say? The emotional suppression thing. But for we as man, especially, we don't know about other jurisdiction, but especially as in Jamaica, yo, hold it like a G. How much time you hear that phrase?
Every day.
Hold it like a G.
Hold on.
Whole firm in Babylon get a you. That's my Islam.
Alright. No, this is the thing is if I say I say well, we're going on next.
Say it, man, we can wrap it quick.
You have to hold it like a G. You should. Because as man, we're wired for solution
And strength.
and strength. So you can reason with your brethren about anything.
Right.
You should reason with your brethren about anything. That is when you reason with your brethren. You don't leg all your things out of the road. Because the wrong person will hear it and say the wrong thing.
And it become
chip your
weaponized
ego
against
and
you.
it become weaponized. Me personally, no feel like man for share them challenges with woman. I don't feel so at all.
Alright.
I feel like you have to have your bridging them or your reason with them and work out the thing and come to solutions and
So the support system.
Yes, but it's not really
Better scenarios than bona fide stories.
It's not
Forget.
I don't know if a support system more call it.
No, but it is a form of a support system.
Yes, but it's more like it's more actionable.
Sounding
more
board.
like a think tank.
Sounding board more
It's
than
a
support system.
No, it's a support system. You know, it's just that it's a different. They all do different things.
But
Yeah.
I'm very defensive about defensive is not really the word because I don't feel attacked. But I'm very weary and or cautious about those phrases because I honestly believe that those phrases were developed
to be a crutch.
Yeah. I mean,
I think what they want to do is they want to remove a gender bias
I think that a lot of support system to me is no different than the phrase toxic masculinity. To me,
no, man, it's very different. But I understand. No,
to me, it's fuckery.
No,
two of them is
it's convoluted.
No, I understand where you're coming from. But hold on.
You would have preferred a sounding board than a support system. Because the sounding board don't have to be about creed. But it can be about a scenario.
Correct.
And everybody reads and and you walk with it.
Alright.
Support system will come down to sit down and say.
So lean by your fuck up. Yeah, man, that's okay, man.
Talk Man must have core. Man must have core and planted.
And by all means, preserve your masculinity when you do this. But personally, and I'm going to disagree with that.
Support
Some of my female friends,
With assisting.
some of my female friends have been the greatest sounding boards. You know what I'm saying? So
It depends on the circumstance.
One man have a balance.
Hear me say. See?
Not just
We there so. Hold on. We there so. For me, the reasoning right? And even the episode them where whenever posts when we did participate in Zane, form part of a different level of support in my life. You understand me? Because everybody shares some viewpoint where I said, no, I never thought about it from through that lens. You see me?
Sounding board youth.
Right? you know my other set of brethren them now.
Yeah.
Right? Otis Small and Dennis Fly.
Right.
Zane, Robert different come on. Robert,
You're gonna get a whole different dynamic with that group.
Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Mental health week.
Yeah. See, and a 25 year now, the whole of we know one another. 26 year now, the whole of we know one another. You understand what I'm saying? Then we all have different fraternal connections, right? And through participating in a them fraternal activities there, like more time. It's a different vibe you leave with, like I said. Yeah, you understand me?
And you find some brethren in there who are not your close friends, you know. But if you did want to talk about certain things,
Right.
there's a when you sit him down and say,
Yo,
give me a second. Yeah.
listen this.
Where you get this up, you walk
The
and
value-
say,
yeah.
brother, I waited them my whole life.
Right.
But it just come
Right.
quietly
Yeah.
and in a moment.
Not easy.
Kinda.
So,
Alright.
so when I point out all of them things there, you know, it's just
Sounding board.
the sounding board, the support system, them things they're essential. But the point I was making about the emotional suppression, I'm not for a minute suggesting that the minute you feel away, you just go broadcast it. No, right?
Yeah.
And the same hold it like a G thing.
Yeah, man.
All right, hold it like a G, but for how long? You understand what I say? Because when you bottle up certain things and carry it with you for a very long while, it can become very
You
dangerous.
should seek the guidance.
But
So-
right.
Fine.
So when we say hold it like a G, when I like the phrase, it's because what it generally comes with is shut the fuck up and carry on. You're a man.
You'll be
You're not
alright.
supposed to complain about them things
Yeah, you'll
because
be
you're a
alright.
man. You're gonna be okay.
Keep going until
You see me?
you need, right? That's what hold it like a G.
G.
Because to be the G, you must know when you
Yeah,
have to
but-
say,
But but that
Right.
nuanced view of it is not what is shared. You understand me? It's more like, shut up, yeah man, you will deal with it.
So at this point, we are telling man them say,
Yeah, bro, but here which kind of got to your point though, where you say, you know, believe say, if you share problems with woman certain way or with your woman, because sometimes
Sometimes you're mother
Yeah.
too, sometimes you
Yeah.
have several of them.
right. But for the woman in your life, certain ways, maybe just believe certain problems you know for share. I get that. Certain challenges you know for share. Then try get a sounding board for just try, you understand? Work it out certain little ways still. But there's still a place for them
Yeah.
on certain matters. I can't speak to what those matters are because we're all
course.
individuals and we life them different. You understand what I'm saying?
write a
But-
poem, write a song, write.
Yeah.
That
Anything.
too,
find
That
yourself
too is-
an avenue.
yeah.
Yeah.
People, this has been a productive discussion.
Yeah, right.
We could kill the clock.
Hey,
Close the words.
what you do.
Seek guidance. But when you find that guidance, pay attention to the direction that they might be sending you, because ultimately you want to make sure that it's the right people that you're bringing your challenges to.
Good guidance.
Yeah. Also, learn to be a little bit more lenient with yourself. So when you're having those, when you're having those personal conversations with yourself and God, understand that you do have a value and that you are uniquely placed. So there are things that you will be required to accomplish in your life that nobody else can do. So just understand, so you have them kind of value when you talk to yourself.
Madness.
I just say no man is an island. You understand? Regardless of what you think you go through, you might not be alone in the moment, and you probably aren't the first to go through it. You know? So don't make that ultimate decision, but instead seek, just a follow up on Craig's point, seek an avenue, as I said, Coffee, seek an avenue, an outlet for support, whether professional, familiar, or unknown to you as a stranger. Just, because people out there can listen, whether get a different perspective or just open your eyes to some other things, which could prove to be quite helpful. You are of value, you are of worth.
Nice.
Alright. Seek the things in life that matter, not when you're ready now to contemplate the bad. Because that's when people tend to add up what them think is of value. You can't just, it sounds philosophical, But there's value in the sunrise and there's value in the sunset. There's value in friendship. There's value in your grandmother and other old people. There's value in your family, your friends. There's even value in the person who is no longer your friend. Find value in life and remember, say, it don't matter what other people bring, all of we have something to make the world. All of we have something to make the world. So find the value.
Badness. So, Craig said, see the outlet, make sure it's the right outlet that suits you, because there's no one size fits all.
Yeah, basically, the same thing you said.
Yeah, you said the same thing. Craig also said, seek your purpose, live to your purpose.
Which is what Rodney said.
Rodney also went there. You went to the same conversation, but you said, find the outlet.
Yeah. You're sounding bored. Whatever it is. Yeah. You know, the support, somebody we can.
I Rodney said, speak to your purpose. Powerful messages. I think we can end it here. People, if you enjoy the show, just click the subscribe button one time. You see the subscribers slowly go up. I think we're at 17 or something like that.
Share it. More than subscribe, share it. And if you're not subscribed, share it.
Subscribe, share with your friends.
Share it.
Share with somebody who you think could benefit from this message.
Man.
We're starting to get active on the socials.
If you don't
now,
like
so you
it,
don't
share
know. At Unscripted PM everywhere, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere.
Yeah.
Until next week, this has been Unscripted.
Big up.